been beating him too
But
recently.
exactly, those high-level Peaches.
Yeah. Okay, great. So next up, we get to show you guys. Oh, guys!
Mew2king
versus
Nintendude. We talked about this earlier. We talked about how Mew2king's been going Peach because he thinks that's the optimal character matchup, right? Peach can beat Ice Climbers, so why not go optimal? Because Mew2king, you have skills in other characters, and maybe you should try them. So I wanted to try Fox.
You're not just anyone, Mew2king.
Exactly.
You're special.
Wife wants him to try Marth. Let's see if we see that.
Do people tell Mew2king he's special enough?
I don't know. And we're seeing the Peach. Wife, get on stage right now and say, Mew2king, you're special, go Marth.
I don't know, man. I don't know if we're in YouTube territory now, if we're still in VOD territory, because I know Mew2king watches them, but you are not other people's Marths and other people's Foxes.
I was about to say that. Mew2king, you heard us talk about you at Pound, and I'm going to talk about you right now. Mew2king, I think you're an amazing player, and I love every character you have, being your Fox, Sheik, and Marth.
Write your own story.
And I really think you can beat Ice Climbers with any. I think you can beat Ice Climbers with Sheik. And I think your characters are absolutely amazing, and you should give it a try.
Okay, so dialing it back a second from our passionate views on our good friend Mike and a person who we were a big.
I forgot about Mike.
Yeah, he's Mike.
Nintendude. Oh, that's my friend Nintendude.
Yeah, but dialing it back from that, and also dialing it back from being huge M2K fans, which we are.
But
why we're yelling about all this is because Peach Ice Climbers is, I mean, I don't know, 90-10, but point is it's a huge counter for Peach.
Yes.
Peach counters Ice Climbers. It has been that way since the beginning of time.
And
it is the
so
sharpest.
Much has changed,
yes.
But not that.
No. And it is the sharpest counter by a wide margin of the top tiers.
For the playable characters.
Like the top 10 or so. It's by far the strongest. So that's why all this comes in.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I do like Mew2king's Peach. Okay, it does he has a lot of control over her. I wouldn't go out there on the limb and say, oh, she does, his Peach does something special that Armada doesn't or MacD doesn't, but he does all of the basic stuff really, really well because he's Mew2king. That's what Mew2king does.
And there's the, of course, infamous match where Mew2king was camping out Nintendude, and they were just
on Dreamland
on either sides. Crowd is cheering against them. Mew2king gives in to the crowd's wishes, doesn't want to be a heel, comes down, loses the match. And that is probably a sore memory for each of the players, to be honest. Mew2king won the set, but yeah, Nichen's not a great memory.
Look at this. Mike, Nintendude taking Mew2king stock without taking much damage whatsoever.
Yeah,
I thought
Mew2king
was going to take a commanding lead right there, but Nintendude didn't let that happen.
Shocking first stage. I frankly don't understand how this happened. Not that Nintendude might not know better than me, but you're going to see trouble either way with those platforms.
Yeah.
Because Ice Climbers will find themselves just below those platforms, Peach down smashes, and it's bad news bears. Through and through.
So, earlier today, I got to see Nintendude play, and he got really creative with his grabs, right? He gets really creative when he feels confident in the match. In matches versus Peach, this man wobbles, right?
Mm-hmm.
He does that. He loves wobbling because it's kind of like the X-Men movie where he says anything goes, but don't hit him below the belt. He said, well, I thought anything goes. Yeah, but he'll take it personal, right? When you go Peach against Nintendude, he's going to wobble you.
That's true.
He takes it personal.
Yeah, not that Nintendude wouldn't anyway, and not that I don't believe in wobbling anyway, but oh yeah, that might be the time when an Ice Climbers player does not feel guilty.
Does not
because
feel
you're
bad.
Peaching me.
Because your main characters are Fox, Marth, Sheik, and you're going Peach. So, okay, let's go.
That's brilliant, husband. Totally hitting him below the belt. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Anything goes, guys. And right now, Nintendude has the lead.
He absolutely does.
And it's so confusing. It's so hard for me to understand because you watch MacD versus Nintendude, and it's not happening for Nintendude. MacD puts a hurt on him. Armada put a hurt on Wobbles when they fought. And Mew2king really understands this game, so I don't know why he can't make that transition. He has plenty of video to watch. He has plenty of footage. He can even go talk to these players. He has exposure to these top players. Why isn't he making that work?
Well, the question is, what's he going to do now?
What's he going to do
So he
now?
just got two-stocked on Fountain of Dreams.
Traditional Mew2king is going to take him.
Yeah, Patrick said that. Peach FD, absolutely.
Peach FD.
Absolutely. Well, let's see if Nintendude can do it again on a bigger stage. We'll see. So, Once again, if we've lost you viewers, sorry about that. So the Peach's objective is to separate the Ice Climbers, to get in the middle of them, and then separate them.
To separate,
you gotta
keep
them separated,
right?
Yeah, exactly. But
so pull them apart.
And that's really easy to do for Peach.
And the reason why that's so easy is because she has a lot of hit frames on both sides of her for a lot of her moves, okay? Her neutral air, her down smash.
And the Ice Climber's goal is to get a grab so the Ice Climbers can wobble.
Okay, but Peach has a float cancel.
She can fly.
She can fly. As you can see, she's flying. You can't grab someone who's flying.
Yeah.
So Peach is very well in this matchup for those reasons. Sorry we didn't explain that
Offense
sooner.
and defense. So that's the goal, is Nintendude, the Ice Climber's going for his grab. And then
this edge guard right here is just rinse and repeat, right?
Sure, absolutely.
So she also has a lot of edge guarding, not abilities, but it's pretty simple. Just keep doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty simple with all the characters.
Yeah.
As long as you keep your composure. Same with that Captain Falcon thing,
Yeah, right.
But it's a funny thing, because it feels like, okay, so Mike's Nintendude is about to either be down 2 stocks or even it up. That's how I always feel when Nana comes back, You get a grab, you wobble, you even it up. Or the Nana dies, and you're essentially down 2 stocks.
Yeah, and I don't think much wobbling would even take place right here. Because one grab, get out of here, Peach.
Right.
You're a high enough percent.
Okay. And again,
it's essentially tied up, okay? Because just like a Jigglypuff, right? A rest or a wobbling right here would turn the match around, and Nintendo would be up a stock. One grab, that's all it takes.
So that Peach is floating too close and not seeing that the up smash could hit her.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
F smash both.
Kermit's going to make it. Okay. Okay, Nintendude back with 2 climbers.
And can easily turn this around.
We're going to want Mew2king. Mew2king's going to want to be very much patient, waiting for the proper opening.
Yeah. Well, and I don't have an answer for this, and this is very rhetorical. Why do these Ice Climbers get hit so much by Peach's F-air? Look at she constantly smack, smack, smack. And I'm curious if there's something about the angle which they're approaching. Ice Climbers don't have a lot of defense in that one spot. But
Absolutely is what it is.
We just see it over and over again.
You know how with Falco Peach, Falco has to shoot the laser at the right height to make it difficult?
Yeah.
It's kind of that same thing. Well, but
Peach is just
different
flying
characters.
in at the right angle.
That angle's terrible for them.
I guess Climbers they don't have a strong move that can defend that one spot where Marth would have an up tilt. Marth would have his F-air, just like, get away from me, Peach.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
And there's a few things that the Climbers can do, but the options are so few that you can, count them on one hand and then see them coming. That's the idea.
Ice Climbers need a move that arc in front of them, above, right above them, in front of them. They just don't have one.
Yeah, it's the up smash, so we'll try to get under the Peach and then do that.
I don't see a DLC coming out either.
No.
Fixing that problem.
Nope.
And right now, Mew2king is so comfortable in FD. Look at him.
Yeah.
Last match, he got solid 2 stock, and now he's about to do a solid 3 stock. This man, he needs a coach.
Executed very well this match, especially with the forward airs.
Yeah,
They did a lot of work for him because he gets forward air, follow-up, and that's effectively the stock. When the climbers
when
are
you're putting that much
percentages.
damage on Ice Climbers, and when you're hitting them separately, I would say forward air might be the move that hits the furthest, might have the most knockback for Peach. So when you hit just one of them, now they're completely separated.
Yeah.
Because it gets that strong knockback.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of applause. I think we have a lot of Mew2king fans here.
I think so. That was for Street Fighter.
What?
I think it was for Street Fighter, dude.
I did see people behind them applauding.
Yeah, so match 3. I honestly don't know what to expect.
I'm guessing we're going to...
I just mean as far as outcome. Super interesting. Yeah, Pokemon Stadium, of course, makes sense.
Oh, yeah, this makes perfect sense.
But I don't know. I'm super, super interested to find out.
It's going to be
either way.
Can Mike get grabs off? Right?
Yeah.
And I think
how does the matchup start?
He had, I think, at least 2 really, really good grabs that first match that ended in KOs, where he didn't have any of that last match.
That's true.
Well,
you can't when the Nana gets KO'd so early. It's not there.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, TechFob SD coming back down. We got both climbers again. Now Mew2king doing the very smart, campy, patient stuff. Floating above with the down air and the forward air.
Right above.
There's only so many things the climbers can do.
So here's my fear of Mew2king winning this match, and it's just, I guess, doing positive reinforcement that he should keep going Peach against climbers.
Well, he should if he can play like this every match. I mean, he's got it. Look,
Yeah,
he's executing
well.
extremely well right now, and I don't see a pathway for the climbers to take it unless we see something change.
Something a little different.
Yeah, so smart up smash there from Nintendude. Catches the Peach unawares.
Well, I mean, at some point, Nintendude's got to respond to Mew2king floating at that same height over and over and over. There's nothing in this game that you can just completely do over and over and over again and a character not have a response.
Sure there is. Peach's float forward air against climbers. That's why it's such a bad counter.
But I just feel like if something was that bad, it would stop happening. And this matchup keeps happening. I think. And Peach doesn't always win this match. And the last several times I think this match happened, Nintendude has won. And there's a reason for that, because he can answer. Like, look, he's starting to throw out some ice blocks. He's starting to back up, slow his game down a little bit. And I think that's what he needs to do. You know kind of how Marth does that thing where he backs up and then puts his hit frames forward?
Yeah.
We're seeing Nintendude do that a little bit this stock.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, absolutely. Some great spacing with this stock.
Because if Mew2king's just going to keep coming in hard on him, why not just back up a little bit? Oh.
Okay.
Nana throwing immediately, so there was no wobbling happening there.
And then throwing herself off the ledge a second later.
Right?
That wasn't great. All right, with the powerful hit, and we're
doing what he can to close out this gap.
Getting control back again.
See how he backed up right there? He backed up, jabbed, and went in for a grab. And I think that was a great response to Mew2king coming in with that F air.
Okay. Oof. And here it comes. They're separated.
They are very separated.
Okay, back together with the shield up, but Mew2king in the optimal float, but then gives it up. Does it happen? He gave it up.
He gave that up, but did you see that hit into the grab?
Yeah, that was incredible.
Grab, down throw, up smash. Fast reactions by Nintendude.
Peach breaking the climbers up with her dash attack at this point, but now she's off the stage. And we're at even stocks with two climbers present.
Yeah, and I think Mew2king's going to take advantage of this change. He's going to try to pull some turn-ups to see if he can get a death turn-up. Look at him. Look at him go.
Okay.
Does he have? No, he doesn't.
How much time left on the clock? 4:47. Now, these two have timed out the clock before.
They have timed out the clock.
It would not be the first time they played this game.
Now, this stage change is not going to last that long. We're about to turn back right now.
No, but if they wanted to do a stalemate, they absolutely could. And it's each character's benefit, in my opinion, to play defensive and make the other come into
in that
them.
situation, absolutely.
Look how high that Nana is.
Staying alive. Yes,
there
Nana and Popo do have different
Bob-omb.
counters.
Bob-omb.
Oh, we have a Bob-omb on the
Bob-omb.
field. And Mew2king is good with projectiles.
Yeah, that he is. And, you know, the Nana doesn't know to shield it because she's
Nana
terrible.
didn't think to shield that one.
Tap, tap, nair.
And Nana was at such a high percent from that Bob-omb that Neutral sent her out flying.
Oof,
This
wow.
is not looking good for
Mew2king
Nintendude.
laying on hard. Now, this is winner's quarters notes. This is 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
okay?
Of course.
So we have another match. And remember, Nintendude has a solid Peach. So I think there is a not unlikely chance.
Yeah, we might see a character change.
That will do a Peach Ditto, absolutely.
Guys, we might see a counter pick change right here.
Now,
in character.
The rules for that go, keep in mind. So Mew2king picks the stage. No, Nintendude picks the stage.
Yes.
Mew2king picks character. Nintendude picks character. So Nintendude has last say, and I think he
has last say in everything.
Yeah, so he may very well opt for Peach if Mew2king stays Peach.
Boom!
Here we go. Okay, let's go.
We're seeing some Peach Dittos.
Let's go.
This man is pretty good at some Peach Dittos.
Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely is.
And here's the thing. How much... Oh, I think they're talking about the neutral start. And they're both throwing away the... So Mew2king said, hey, if you get a turn up, I want a turn up. So he pulled one because it was called for a neutral start, but they agreed both to throw the turn ups away. Now, Mew2king, the extent of his Peach is to train versus ice climbers. So if I had to guess, I'd say he doesn't have a whole lot of practice in the Ditto, where this is why Nintendude has a Peach, is to counter Peach. Not counter, but this
as
is
an answer to Peach.
As an answer to fighting Peach.
True. However, Peach Dittos aren't rocket science.
They aren't.
And Mew2king is a student of the game, so you better believe he knows what's going on. He knows the percentages,
you're right.
What combos what, when to crouch cancel. He's got that on lock.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true.
Okay.
But let's see where if the comfort level...
Peach Dittos are crazy. Peach Dittos are all a matter of float height, in my opinion.
And what move gets thrown out first? I feel like there's a lot of rock, paper, scissors with back air, neutral air, and fair.
Yeah, see these little float battles
See how,
right here?
Yeah, exactly. They're at different heights, and certain moves work at different heights.
And I'd also call it kind of a staring contest. You know, you're both floating.
Who's
Who blinks
going to go in
first?
Right?
Absolutely.
Who's going to call it?
All right, we're going to see some long stocks as well here in the Peach Ditto. We're going to see
if we're
high
going to see a
percents.
timeout, this might be
That's true.
the stage that we see it on.
Yeah, it could be here. So,
guys, hope you have your coffee ready.
yeah, the percent differences don't matter as much because there's so much time to make them up.
Yeah, and for wife, you're used to Peach Dittos, right? You've done them in your day. They can turn around quick, right?
Well, it's not that they can turn around quick. It's they can always turn around because the turnaround isn't quick. You don't see back, forth, back, forth.
I see.
But if you're down, you think
turnaround, but the turnaround is definitely present.
Like,
yeah,
definitely I got 3 minutes to turn this around, unlike other character matchups where you don't have so much time.
Yeah.
So a lot can happen in 3 minutes.
Yeah, Mew2king taking the lead.
Yeah, Mew2king gets first KO. He's at 137.
Which is huge. I think because when Mew2king has the KO and he has the stock lead, he backs up a little bit and plays a little bit more defensively. I think Nintendude really wanted that first blow so that Mew2king couldn't hang back more. But Mew2king getting grabbed 3 times in a row.
Well, that's true, but Nintendude is just opting to grab and throw right away in hopes that Mew2king misses his DI.
I feel like
I want him to pummel, man. Let's get that percentage
because
up,
right
up,
around
up.
the percentage where Mew2king is, that is where Peach gets KO'd on this stage.
Mew2king being so careful right now. And just surviving. And why do you think he's getting grabbed? Because he's shielding, because he's being careful, because he knows he can't die from a grab.
Well, at this percent, I think he can.
That's true.
Ooh, and Mew2king falling too low. And a taunt by Nintendude. And I think that's a great taunt. If you can get it into Mew2king's head, I think you have an advantage.
Do it. Throw it in there.
Why not?
Okay. And so this certainly, for all intents and purposes, the game is tied up. 60% percent lead, significant,
really
not huge.
Doesn't need a whole lot in the Peach Ditto on such a large stage for 2 Peaches that are comfortable in the matchup.
Sure. Okay, Mew2king continuing to playing defensive, much like he was against Nintendude's Ice Climbers. Right, a lot of floats, floating until there's an opportunity. If there's not, just letting the float go and then backing up again.
Yeah.
Power shield there from Nintendude.
Waiting for the double tap. Peach has an option to throw out another jab immediately, and after she throws out that second jab, she does have lag. So you have to decide, am I going to try shield grabbing after the first jab or after the second? And Nintendude waits for both jabs and then takes the power shield.
God, Mew2king is like a predator, just kind of hovering out there like a vulture waiting to get his prey.
Prey, right? I see that.
Vicious.
Circling. And he's kind of going back and forth like it's like a circle.
Whoa, catches with a strong, fading neutral air.
Now, I would say, White, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a nice lead. Right?
This is a very nice lead.
Absolutely.
You know what? Because it's lead potential.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's just so much stock left for that green Peach.
This green Peach go all the way up to 200%.
Sure.
Nintendo might have to tack on another 80-90% just to get a KO. And that's what's tough right now. Oh, and we have a death turnip in play.
Death turnip in play? What?
And Mike throws it, regrabs it, and he might have thrown it in the wrong direction.
Thrown it down, I think, by accident. Yeah, unfortunately. Another down smash, really racking up the percent.
Yeah.
And this is where the alarm bells start going off.
This is that potential that you were talking about. Look at all the damage
Mew2king
is able to be put on. Yeah, it's definitely tough. And I like how comfortable Mew2king is with these with these items. You saw it with the Bob-omb a little bit earlier, and you're also seeing with these turnips. He's catching turnips, so okay, well, I don't need to take the lag time to pull a turnip out. If you're just going to give me one, throw one at me.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the Peach Ditto.
And wife, are you seeing this? This man is
do it.
Camping the top platform.
I love it. Do it.
Or stage positioning the top platform, if you will.
Screw the fans. Screw the timer. I will be here. If you need me, you let me know.
You let me know. Well, and I think jump up. I want to see Nintendo jump up there and get on his level. And I think he could do it, at least with a rising up air. Or with an umbrella. I don't know if Mike is waiting for his...
I think Mike should just pull turnips and get a death. I mean, if he needs to make a huge comeback, go for the death.
Yeah, you're right. Why not go for a death turnip?
Let Mew2king camp, get your death turnip.
Fans are already starting to kind of show their emotion and make some noise.
Well, at least we're not clapping along with the Dreamland song, so we're all right.
Has that happened?
Oh, husband, we have so much to talk about.
Okay.
I'll explain it to you on the car ride back.
Okay, car ride home to Maryland.
Yeah, the
Texas.
hypothetical car ride. I still call it a car ride.
I got you. We'll talk about that. This is a commanding lead with 2 minutes left. With the way Mew2king is playing.
Right. The only way to do this in 2 minutes is with a death.
Start
pulling turnips. You're not going to punch, beat him up. It's just not going to happen.
Mike, throw the turnip,
Throw the
and
turnip.
pull another one.
Get a death.
Get a death.
It's what you've got.
But now you can say, and it's on. They can't hear us. We're in a position where they can't hear us at all, but it almost looks like they can because they're starting to do what we're talking. Look at that tag. I like that.
That's good.
That is some fat. I can't do that with Peach, can you?
Now we're just resigning ourselves. I mean, there's not. Yeah, it's not there.
So are you thinking Mike is resigning himself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think he knows it too. He's smart. He knows there's not enough time to KO Peach 3 times on Dreamland.
You can't kill Peach 3 times on Dreamland.
No, you'd have trouble KOing my Peach 3 times on Dreamland, let alone Mew2king. So just not time.
16
camping
seconds.
off the side of the waffle cone. That's next level camping.
Yeah.
You know, but this is the game, people. This is what's going on. We gotta, you know, feel our way through this. We've gotta trudge through this kind of stuff so we can learn where the character counters are and figure them out.
Yeah.
This is how we do that.
And
Now, granted, could they just end this for the sake of everyone? Yeah, they could, and that would be okay.
And
but
Mike, and when it comes down to like 30 seconds, I mean, once again, I think it is physically impossible to kill a Peach 2 more times in 40 seconds, especially with how Mew2king is playing. And Mike just end the match at a certain point. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, I thought he was going to
just wanted to make you think he was going to.
God, he tricked me. He tricked me real good. Question is Mew2king going to get this kill? You think he might opt just to finish Nintendude off so it doesn't time out? We have 22 seconds left.
No. That's not the Mew2king I know. Not the Mew2king I know. My
Poor
goodness.
Mike. Poor Nintendude.
He played the white peach for me, and
then...
That's what you call a troll.
Yeah. 5 seconds left.
Whoa.
And now we have applauding. See? Applauding. That's not Street Fighter.
Yeah, but they're applauding that match is over.
Shh. Shh.
Oh, man.
Wow.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. If that was a long set,
else.